Hi, I'm Rick Dior. Today we're going to talk about playing in a legato style on the drum kit. So by legato, I mean long sounds, all right? So all these sounds are not staccato, which are short. So I'll give you an example. This is a staccato sound, and this is a legato sound. Now, one might sound louder than the other, and they usually are. Staccato sounds have a little point on them, so they might sound a little louder. The main thing, though, is the way you're hitting the particular drum. So instead of hitting like this, I'm hitting like this. So I'm letting that stick bounce off of the drum rather than play into it. Okay, now this style is, or way of playing, is really important if you want to play softly. So if you play a lot of gigs where you're used, acoustic instruments are present like piano, guitar, upright bass without an amp, you have to learn how to play quietly. When I played in New York years ago, I played lots and lots of gigs, pretty much every night to support myself and pay my rent. And most of those gigs were in restaurants, small clubs, different places that we didn't play loud because all the instruments were acoustic. There were no amps. So you learn how to play a lot with brushes, but also if you want to play with sticks, you have to learn a different way of playing. And a lot of that comes with the way you approach your technique when you hit the instrument. So today's video or lesson is about that. The way you should practice this is just take the stick and hold it as loosely as possible. So you're just doing that. It's almost falling out of your hands. No death grips, okay? No, grips like that with all your fingers on a stick. Just barely holding it. And then just drop it on the drum. Don't worry about precision dropping, okay? There's no such thing. Just let it go. So I'm not applying any effort there. It's just basically rebound. So instead of doing this, there's no problem with that, but that's the way you might play if you were normally playing at a specific louder volume. But when you want to play soft, so all that stuff is just bouncing. Now, one thing you need to bear in mind when you're practicing this is that you don't need to worry about playing a little sloppy. The whole idea is it's going to be sloppy until you get enough control to break out of the habit of hitting the drum with a full wrist. The whole idea always is to just let it bounce. So don't fear sloppiness. Sloppiness sounds good sometimes, all right? And you need to learn how to control it. So it's basically controlled relaxation on that. And ways that I practice is I'll just warm up just with simple rudiments, like let's take flam taps. So I'll alternate, I'll play some Swiss triplets in there, I'll play some flam accents, but mostly flam taps, and that's a bounced rudiment. It's basically a double stroke roll superimposed on itself. That's all rebound, all right? So the whole idea is always bouncing. And then you want to apply that to your timekeeping. So when you do that, you're just dropping the stick on the cymbal. Now, if you have very thin cymbals, it makes this easier. If you have brittle, hard, heavy cymbals, it's not going to be pretty. This technique works best on kind of thin, hammered, darker cymbals. So you notice there at the end I'm playing a little louder, but the way I'm doing that is using height, not force. There's a difference. So when you want to play soft, keep your sticks low. The same technique can be applied to playing loud. So that's the way things work on this planet. If you drop something higher, it's going to hit harder, okay? And it's going to be louder. The sound will be louder. So use height for that, not force with your wrists. Now, a couple of drummers I observed when I was growing up play like this. One was Ed Blackwell, great drummer. The other was Billy Higgins, one of my favorite drummers. Beautiful, soft player, very much in demand in New York because of his sensitivity and the way he could play so quietly behind people. It was just amazing to see him do that. So those are guys you might want to listen to, have a really beautiful touch, and they got a beautiful sound on the instrument. So I hope this helps with this concept that I like to teach and talk about, because things are so loud these days, and if you want to work a lot steadily, and have a career, a long career, we're not talking about just playing with one band and then that's over. We're talking about playing your whole life until you're dead. We don't retire, we just keep playing. So you want to have different ways of playing. You want to be elastic, like a chameleon. You want to change colors depending on what kind of style you're playing. And this is definitely a color of playing, this kind of relaxed, legato, quiet style that's very, very useful, and other musicians will thank you for it. So we'll just play a little in that style, and we'll see you soon.